The next part is land. Now, what is land resource? We live on land, we perform the economic activities on land, we use it in different ways. Thus, land is a natural and utmost important resource for us. It supports our life. Not only human life, it supports the vegetation life, uh, the animal life, means the all the biotic resources are living on land. So land is having utmost importance. Now the next is distribution of land. The distribution, feature based distribution, if we see that 43% of the land area is plain, which provided the facility for agriculture and industry all over the world. Whatever the land portions, maximum portion is covered by water. Whatever the portion is covered by land on earth, out of that portion 43% is plain land. The next is mountain. Mountains account for 30% of the land area and ensures the perennial flow of some rivers, provide facilities for tourism and ecological aspects. Mountain is having immense ecological importance. Basically, on mountains there are jungles and forests, which is the lungs for the earth. The third one is plateau region, which covers 27%, which poses a rich reserve of the mineral, fossil fuel and forests. In plateau also you can see forest, in plain area also you can see forest, but for the development of human being, the forest of the plateau area and the forest of the plain area is day by day abolished. The human being are finishing it, degrading it due to their development. But as the mountain area is harsh by the climate or uncomfortable for living there, so those forests are still virgin, they are still green, and they are supplying the oxygen for the all human society. Now the land utilization. Land utilization, how? I am showing you in a chart the land utilization. The first category of land utilization is forest. The second one will be net sown area. Under net sown area, you will get the crops, where the crops are sown and harvested. Now, the net sown area plus the land use for more than one in a agricultural year are called gross cropped area. Together it is net sown area. Okay, the crops where the crops are sown and harvested plus the gross cropped area, which are the land used for more than once in a agricultural year. Now the third one is land not available for cultivation. Here under this category will come the barren or wasteland, and then the land for non-agricultural uses like building, roads and factories. The next category is fallow land. Fallow land means the current land which is left for one or less than one agricultural year. And another category of fallow land is left uncultivated for the past 1 to 5 agricultural years. Sorry. The last category or fifth category is other uncultivated land, which is excluding the fallow land. Here it will come the permanent pasture grazing ground, land for miscellaneous tree crops, cultivable wasteland left uncultivated for more than 5 agricultural years. So in the land use pattern there is 5 category, starting with forest. After forest it is coming the net sown area, there you will get the gross cropped area also. Then the land not available for cultivation, here also two subcategory. Next, the fallow lands. Fallow lands, after fallow lands you will get the other uncultivated land. All together is making the land utilization. Now the next one is, what is land use pattern? The use of land depends on both physical and anthropogenic factors. The physical factors means the like topography, how the terrain is, how the climate is, how the soil type is, and the anthropogenic factor means the population density, the demand for developing an area, the technological capability, the economical capacity, all are coming that under the anthropogenic factors. Both physical factors and anthropogenic factors for are important for any land use. So land use pattern means how we are using the land, and many factors are coming for this. The next one, the portion of land which is surveyed for land use pattern. The total geographical area of India is 3.28 million square kilometer. Only 93% is surveyed, except those 7% in Assam and most of the northeast state not surveyed fully, and some portion of the Jammu and Kashmir which is occupied by Pakistan, China, some parts. There are some features, special features of the land use pattern, and they are: number one, permanent grazing grounds are reducing, which is causing a serious threats for the cattle population, which is a very huge loss for the economic development of any country if we cannot do the animal husbandry. And if the pasture lands, the grasslands are reducing day by day, the animal husbandry will be difficult. Next one, on the net sown area, the feature is current fallow lands are poor in quality and cost of agriculture is also so high, so the lands are uncultivated for remains for many years, once or twice in about 2 to 3 years. And if the lands are included to the net sowing area, the total percentage of net sowing area in India will come 54% of the total surveyed area. Now see, which lands are not so fertile like other fertile plain lands. Generally in monsoon season, once the rain come in a year, the farmers used to sow the seeds and they do cultivation. But some lands are there which are fallow lands which cannot be cultivated within one agricultural year. If we are doing irrigation on it, we are giving pesticides, herbicides with the help of the advanced technological system of irrigations, we can do agriculture on it. But for that, the costing of agriculture becoming high, and the farmers, if the farmers are not able to do this, generally the farmers of India are not so technologically advanced or economically developed, they are not doing this, they are depending on the natural rain or the natural fertility of the soil, then it could become fallow for more 2 to 3 years. So if we are considering this fallow land plus the normal agricultural land, then only 54% of land of India is able to do agriculture. Pattern of net sown area in various states differ. Punjab and Haryana is having more than 80% net sown area, whereas Arunachal Pradesh is having less than 10%. The northeastern states, the seven sisters, that Manipur, Mizoram, Nagaland, and there are islands, Andaman, Nicobar, those are having very less percentage of NSA, net sown area. Now in forest, which is the number one category in the land utilization, the percentage of forest lower than 33% of the total geographical area. Okay. according to the National Forest Policy 1952. But forest is having immense importance. It is less than 33%. Today it is more or less because continuously deforestation is going on. This is according to the Forest Policy 1952. Now it is reducing much more, have reduced much more because continuously the economical development and construction is going on. But it has immense importance. Like forest is considered the essential maintenance of ecological balance. It is the home for millions of life, animals, insects, and all that, the vegetation life. Next one, the wasteland and other non-agricultural land. Wasteland includes the rocky areas and the desert area, and other non-agricultural land is used for settlement, road, railway and industry. So land, we are using the land in different way, and when we are crossing the limit of its use, it is known as land degradation. Use of land for a long period without taking appropriate measures to conserve and manage it is known as land degradation. We should conserve it. As you know, every natural resource should be conserved. Land is also a natural resource. We should use the land judiciously and should be conserved for the future generation so that it could be termed as a sustainable development, and there should be a balance in the human civilization all over the world. In this chapter, these are the points and topics I have discussed my level best. How to conserve the land. We have shared our land with the past generation and will have to do with the future generation too. 95% of our basic needs for food, shelter and clothing are obtained from the land. Some human activities such as deforestation, overgrazing, mining and quarrying are contributed significantly to the land degradation. Mining sites are abandoned after the excavation work is complete, leaving deep scars and stresses over the land. In states like Jharkhand, Chhattisgarh, Madhya Pradesh, Odisha, where there is mineral resources are available, minerals are available in the with the soil, with the land, deforestation is going on due to mining, and but in place of deforestation, the equal amount of afforestation is not going on. In states like Gujarat, Rajasthan, Madhya Pradesh and Maharashtra, overgrazing is one of the main reasons for the degradation. These areas are dry. This portion of India is already dry, and if we are not maintaining this for the pasture land, then there will be a day will come when there will be no grasses for the animals, and animal husbandry is one of the main occupation for Indian till date. The next is in the states of Punjab, Haryana, Western Uttar Pradesh, over irrigation is responsible for the land degradation due to the water logging, leading to increase in the salinity and alkalinity in the soil. As these areas are dry and the farmers are pumping out much more water, so the water level is reducing and the quality of the soil is already deteriorating. Either it is becoming saline or alkaline. Both are not appropriate for farming. The mineral process like grinding of limestone and for cement industry and calcite and soapstone for ceramic industry generate huge quantity of dust in the atmosphere, causes air pollution. It retards on the process of infiltration of water into the soil, after it settles down on the land. If there is no infiltration, then how the groundwater will be recharged? The level of groundwater is recharging every year after monsoon. But if there is a layer of this sand and dust coming from the cement and ceramic industry, then the layer could not allow the water to goes down, so the groundwater is not recharging every year. The water level is reducing. The soil erosion, land erosion is becoming greater and greater. In recent years, industrial effluents as wastes have become a major source of land and water pollution in many parts of the country. Now, all these are the serious threats. What are the solutions? There are some solutions. Solutions like afforestation. First one, afforestation. The 5th June is the World Environment Day, is celebrated all over the world to preserve the environment by afforestation or many other ways. And proper management of grazing can help some extent. Planning is very much necessary for all these. Another one, planting of shelter belts of plants, control overgrazing, stabilization of sand dunes by growing thorny bushes in some areas, arid areas, and check in land degradations are the processes, measures. Proper management of wasteland, control of mining activities, proper discharge and disposal of industrial effluents and wastes and treatment can reduce the land and water degradation in industrial and suburban areas.